Welcome back to the Hard Truths of Fitness series. This is part 3, and if you're just joining us now, don't worry, you didn't completely screw up. You can always binge watch the earlier ones later, like Netflix. Except instead of leaving you depressed about your love life, this series will actually fix your bench press. Last week, in part 2, we laid it out clear. Building muscle takes years, not weeks. I know years. That's the part where most people either laugh nervously or quietly cry into their protein shake. But hey, at least you know the truth now. And this week, we're tackling a harsh reality most people don't want to hear. You can train every day. You can sweat buckets. You can push yourself until your arms feel like wet noodles. But if your diet sucks, your training won't save you. It's like brushing your teeth and then drinking a gallon of soda. Congratulations. You just wasted your time. So today, we're facing that truth head-on. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. No matter how hard you work in the gym, what you put in your mouth decides the game. All right, let's cut through the noise. When it comes to fitness, calories decide everything. That's it. That's the law of the land. Doesn't matter if you're doing powerlifting, yoga, CrossFit, or chasing your dog around the park. The bottom line is energy balance. Eat more than you burn, you're in a surplus, and your body will store that energy. Hopefully some of it is muscle, but a good chunk can end up as fat. Eat less than you burn, you're in a deficit, and that's how fat loss happens. No exceptions. Not even for that one influencer who swears their secret detox tea defies physics. Now, the tricky part is this. Most people think they know what they're eating, but they don't. Like at all. Studies show people underreport calories by hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 a day. That's like ordering a salad with dressing on the side and then drowning it in half a bottle anyway. Or thinking a little drizzle of olive oil is nothing. Spoiler, that drizzle was 200 calories. Restaurants are even worse. Ever look up the calories for a healthy grilled chicken wrap? Yeah, somehow it's got more calories than a double cheeseburger. And smoothies. Don't get me started. A smoothie sounds clean, refreshing, good for you. But half the time, it's 800 calories of sugar in disguise. You'd actually be better off eating ice cream. At least that one doesn't try to trick you into thinking it's health food. And then we've got liquid calories. Sodas, alcohol, fancy coffee drinks, the stuff that slips in without you noticing. You wouldn't sit down and eat 4 donuts every day, but a Frappuccino? Same thing, just blended with whipped cream on top. Here's the kicker though. None of this means you can never enjoy food. It just means you can't guess. Eyeballing your meals is basically gambling, and not the fun Vegas kind. You're not winning jackpots, you're winning belly fat. That tablespoon of peanut butter you scooped? Probably 2. That handful of almonds? More like 3 servings. Your body doesn't care what you meant to eat. It only counts what actually went in. So what's the move? You track. Not forever. I'm not telling you to become the calorie-counting version of Rain Man. But long enough that you build awareness. Long enough that you know a slice of pizza isn't just a snack. It's half your day's calories. Long enough that you realize healthy doesn't mean low calorie. Because once you know the numbers, you're in control. And when you control your calories, that's when training finally pays off. No more spinning your wheels. No more wondering why the scale won't budge. Just real progress, because diet and training are finally on the same team, instead of fighting each other. Okay, so we've established calories run the show, but here's the catch. Not all calories are created equal. If you live on nothing but donuts and vodka, sure, the math might still add up for a deficit, but good luck building muscle or having the energy to do anything except cry in the gym bathroom. This is where macronutrients come in. Protein, carbs, and fats, the big 3. Think of them like your team. You can't win the game with just one star player. You need all of them doing their jobs. Let's start with protein, the MVP. Protein is the one that keeps your muscle from disappearing when you diet. And it's the one that helps you actually build muscle when you're in a surplus. Without it, your body basically says, cool, I'll just eat your biceps for energy. And no one wants that. So yeah, protein shakes might get memed to death, but they matter for a reason. Now carbs. Carbs are like your gym fuel. They don't just give you energy. They actually improve your performance and recovery. That means better workouts, heavier lifts, and less of that. Why do my legs feel like cement blocks feeling? Cut carbs too low, and suddenly your workout feels like you're dragging a dead body through quicksand. Spoiler, that's not how you build muscle. And then there are fats. Poor fats, they get such a bad reputation. But fats are essential. They keep your hormones in check, support your brain, and give you steady, long-term energy. Drop your fats too low, and suddenly your mood tanks, your sex drive disappears, and you start wondering why life feels like an episode of a sad drama. So yeah, calories decide if you gain or lose weight, but macros decide what you gain or lose. Are you gaining muscle or just fat? Are you losing fat or losing muscle? That comes down to how you balance your protein, carbs, and fats. Here's the bottom line. Don't just hit your calories, hit your macros. Because it's not just about energy in versus energy out. It's about making sure that energy is building the body you actually want, not just keeping you alive like some sad, underfed plant. So now you get it. Calories call the shots. Macros decide the details. But here's the kicker. If your diet's off, all that effort in the gym, totally wasted. Take mistake number 1, lifting hard but overeating. You're showing up, moving heavy weight, sweating buckets, and then heading home and eating like The Rock on cheat day. What happens? Sure, you'll build some muscle, but you'll also stack on way more fat than you bargained for. You feel stronger, but in the mirror it's not the lean look you imagined. It's more like, yep, definitely strong, but also kind of fluffy. That's not the vibe most people are going for. Then we've got mistake number 2, cutting calories too hard. You figure if a small calorie cut is good, then a giant cut must be amazing. But what actually happens is brutal. Your body doesn't just burn fat, it starts eating away at your muscle. So yeah, the scale goes down, but so does your strength, your energy, and your hard-earned progress. You don't look shredded, you just look deflated, like someone let the air out of you. That's why diet isn't just about eating less or eating more. It's about matching your food strategy to your training. Bulking. You want a smart, controlled surplus that fuels muscle growth without turning you into a marshmallow. Cutting. Aim for a steady deficit that trims fat but keeps muscle safe. Maintaining. Keep it balanced so all your hard work sticks. Because at the end of the day, training builds the spark, but your diet decides whether that spark turns into progress or just burns out. Get the two working together, and every rep, every set, every drop of sweat pays off. Now, let's talk about something that quietly ruins more progress than skipping leg day ever could. The modern food environment. Processed foods aren't just convenient, they're engineered to make you eat more. Seriously, think about it. Every flavor, texture, and smell is designed to hijack your brain's reward system. It's like a tiny army of evil scientists inside your pantry, all conspiring to get you to finish that bag of chips before you even realize it. And don't even get me started on liquid calories. Soda, alcohol, and those healthy smoothies that promise kale and protein, but secretly pack more sugar than a candy store. You're sipping your way to a calorie surplus without even chewing. Your body thinks it's hydrated. Your taste buds think they're healthy. But your scale? It's plotting revenge. Here's the brutal reality. Willpower alone won't cut it. You can't just decide to eat right every day, every meal, every snack. You're human. You get tired. You get hungry. You get stressed. And the moment you slip, all the effort you've been putting in at the gym, it starts working against you, quietly erasing the progress you worked so hard for. That's why structure is everything. Build an environment that makes the right choice the easiest choice. Prep your meals, plan your week, swap out obvious traps for smarter options. Put healthy snacks within reach, hide the junk, and don't rely on sheer willpower, because your brain will always take the path of least resistance. And let's be honest, that path is usually lined with cookies. Do this, and suddenly your diet isn't a daily battle of discipline. It becomes a system that works quietly behind the scenes, stacking wins day after day. Your training finally gets the support it needs, and you start seeing results without feeling like you're living in a constant war with your fridge. That's the difference between hoping for results and actually creating them. And once you've got your diet environment under control, you're finally ready to face the one thing you can't change that might be shaping your entire fitness journey. but we'll get to that next week. So you've got all of this now. You know that calories control the game. Macros decide what you gain or lose. And the modern food environment is designed to trick you into sabotaging all your hard work. You understand that training alone isn't enough, and that your diet has to actually work with your workouts if you want results. Now, let me hit you with something most people don't realize. Even if you get all that right, there's still a problem that can quietly destroy your progress. And that problem is discipline, not just in the gym, but in everything. The consistency to eat right day after day, to show up to every training session, to resist temptation, and to stick to the plan even when life gets messy. Because the truth is, knowing what to do doesn't automatically mean you'll do it. Before I give you a suggestion, I've got a small favor to ask. If you can, leave a comment, whatever you want, just to show some love. It helps me get more exposure, get monetized, and most importantly, it helps another brother out there who might need this video to make his life easier and run this whole cycle the right way. Seriously, your one comment could make a difference. Now here's my suggestion. A few months ago, I made a video specifically about discipline, science-backed ways to build it, proven by the best. This is for people who struggle to maintain everything in their life. For anyone who wants to actually stick to their training, diet, and goals instead of falling off the wagon. It's the perfect follow-up to everything you learned in this video. Because if you can master discipline, you can actually implement all of this consistently. So here's what I want you to do. Check out that video next. It's sitting right there on the side of your screen, next to the other suggested videos YouTube thinks you might like. Click it, watch it, and let it show you how to take everything you learned here, your training, your diet, your environment, and actually make it work for the long term. This series isn't just about one truth. Over the next few weeks, we're covering the full cycle, why you're not seeing results, how slow muscle growth really is, why diet is king, how genetics play a role, and the one skill that ties it all together, patience. Each part builds on the last, so if you follow along, you're not just learning, you're setting yourself up to actually get results that last. So go check out that discipline video now. It's the missing piece that will turn knowledge into action. I'll see you there, and until then, keep training hard, stay consistent, and stay a chimp, my brother.